Give it down to the right, to the right. Yeah, that one. Yeah, like for example, that one is not in one cluster or in the other, so it's kind of like in the. So can it be left alone without being categorized as any part of any cluster?
If we're following this algorithm, no, because we are computing the distance from every possible point, every existing point to these three centers, and we assign it to the closest one.
Okay.
So this one will be assigned here because that's the closest one. It's not going to be left out. None of the points will be left out because we're computing the distance to all the points to the three centers, and whichever one is closest, we assign it in there temporarily. So this is iteration 1. So this one will go here for right now. After all the points are assigned, that all the green ones go into this center, all the blue ones go into this center, and the red ones into that one. Now we will recompute the centers. So for the green objects, the center will end up somewhere here, right? In the middle of that. And then we'll start recomputing the distance from all points to that center, and now some of the blue ones might move here because they're close to it now, but they were not before. And that will be iteration 2, 3, and 4 until they don't change anymore. So let's see. See how this moved now? It moved here. The center moved. So first the center was here. Now we're gonna compute the center of the green points. It's gonna move somewhere here because that looks like it's in the middle somewhere for the green points. So it moved here. For the blue ones, it moved here, and the red ones. And now we recomputed the distance, and some of these green points turn blue now. Look at those up here. Actually, they turn red, and some of the green ones turn blue because they are closer to this center, and these are closer to that center. That's iteration 2. Again, once they moved, we recompute the centers. They will and keep adding the points that are closest to the particular center into that cluster. So this is iteration 3. As long as the centers keep changing, we're gonna have more iterations. So this is what happened in iteration 4, iteration 5, 6, and then eventually they will stop. Now we will compute the average of these green points. It's gonna stay here. That will stay here, that will stay here, and if that happens, we will stop. And now we have formed 3 clusters. Red, green, and blue. Now we will, as I mentioned, we will end up with different results depending on which of these points we chose at random. It works for particular data. It does produce different results depending on the initial point that happened to be chosen at random. issues. So if we have because K, the number of clusters has to be specified in advance. So if the user said 3 clusters, it might be good, but if he said he wants to have 12 clusters, we might end up with results that don't make a lot of sense. So the size makes a difference, and that's a limitation of this algorithm. Also, the density of the points affects this algorithm. And if we have clusters that do not look like circles, then this algorithm has a hard time computing them because it always bases its decision on the center, and it ends up with round looking shapes for that reason. So 3 clusters, and if we want to have more clusters, we might end up with different results. Also, if our points look like they're not in a circular shape, this algorithm will have a hard time discovering clusters of that shape. Because let's say conceptually these clusters, these points are similar to each other and these points are similar to each other. With the k-means, it's gonna split them like that because it finds round shapes. Now we have seen earlier the way we chose the centers produced a very nice result for us. And this is we end up with 3 clusters, well separated. The red one on the top, green on the bottom left, and red on the bottom right. But if we had chosen these initial random points in a different way, we could end up with different results. Because if they were randomly chosen other points, not the one we saw first, we could end up with something like that. The red one is its separate cluster on the bottom, blue is in the middle, and green is on the top. So if we follow that, these other random centers that were chosen, we might end up with maybe a different result than what we saw first. So that's considered the limitation of this algorithm.